Hello and welcome back to GamingBolt, and today we're going to be taking a look at the technical performance for Metal Gear Survive. Metal Gear as a franchise is primarily known for its engaging storyline and brilliant stealth gameplay. However, besides all of that and Kojima's crazy idea of blending humor with gameplay, the Fulton mechanic is a pretty good example of that, the series is also known for its cutting-edge visuals. We first witnessed this in 1998 with the intricately crafted cutscenes in Metal Gear Solid on the original PlayStation, which was followed up by the Hollywood-inspired opening of Metal Gear Solid 2: Sons of Liberty. It's kind of a norm then to expect each subsequent entry to look and feel better than its predecessor. Metal Gear Solid 5: The Phantom Pain was perhaps the zenith of the franchise's technical prowess, with phenomenal voice acting, especially by the artists behind Kaz Miller and Huey Emmerich, brilliant lighting, and fantastic camera work in cutscenes. Much of that has to be attributed towards the massively underrated Fox engine. Let's be honest here, there are some brilliant engines out there, but no one does lighting better than the Fox engine, so it's natural to expect that Metal Gear Survive, despite being a spin-off, will build on the framework of the Phantom Pain and take the series' visuals to at least an incremental stage, if not to a whole new level. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case here. Compared to Ground Zeroes and the Phantom Pain, which emphasize so much on creating an atmosphere that matches the gameplay, Survive feels like a really dark game. And by dark, I mean dark. The use of lighting is pretty much underutilized in Survive, and this is down to its somewhat ridiculous use of hunger and thirst mechanics, wherein the screen will start to blur if you get hungry or thirsty at any point. Then there are the dust zones, where the visibility is extremely limited, further blurring the environment. Needless to say, Metal Gear Survive does its very best to act as an underwhelming showcase for the Fox engine. It puts a hard limit to the engine's capabilities, and to be honest, it's rather disappointing. We all know what the engine is capable of, and there was potential here to take things ahead with Survive's lighting, but it feels like a missed opportunity overall. However, not all is dark and gloomy. When the player explores the areas behind the dust zones and has their hunger and thirst levels refilled, the game definitely looks on par with the Phantom Pain. Like its predecessor, the world of Survive is mostly empty and is merely used for traversal. But there are moments where the world is filled with flora and fauna, which adds a bit of color to the depressing environment the developers were aiming for. Just like any modern title these days, Survive is enhanced for the PS4 Pro and Xbox One X. There are some interesting differences between the two versions in terms of visual parameters. Both versions target a frame rate of 60 FPS, just like the Phantom Pain, but most of the time, the game seems to be running below that. Both versions run at 1440p resolution without any sort of checkerboard rendering. However, there are differences in the way each console handles their shadow quality and anti-aliasing, both of which appear to render better on the Xbox One X compared to the PS4 Pro. Other than that, there isn't much to choose between the two versions, so you'll be good regardless of which platform you go with. Metal Gear Survive adds and builds upon the mechanics of the Phantom Pain, but we can't help but feel that something is missing here. There is a strong emphasis on storytelling in Survive. I really appreciate that the codec screen is back and it has a simple tale to tell, but it's lacking the panache of the previous games. Granted, Kojima's writing has been on the downward trend post Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, but there were always moments of brilliance through excellent choreographed cutscenes, emotional conversations, and a score that moved you. Even the Phantom Pain, a game that's so divisive among fans, had moments of excellence. Survive, however, is lacking that magic. I'm not completely sure about the direction Konami wants to take with the franchise with Survive, which we'll talk more about in our review. But from a technical standpoint, the visuals are on par with the Phantom Pain, with a few compromises here and there.
You made it through the gates of hell. You're now standing in D-Day, the world beyond the wormholes.